France, famous for its beautiful buildings, might not be the first place you think of when you hear the word skyscraper. We usually picture the Eiffel Tower, a symbol of Paris, not tall office buildings, but France has a cool and interesting history with skyscrapers. It's a story about new ideas, how people live, and what it means to be French. From tall buildings in Paris a long time ago to the modern towers of La Défense, French skyscrapers show how cities and the whole country have changed. The Eiffel Tower, built for a big fair in 1889, wasn't meant to be a place to live or work, but it made people excited about building tall things and trying new engineering tricks. This excitement, along with the need to use city space wisely, led to the first real skyscrapers in France in the early 1900s. These early towers, often built in the Art Deco style, showed that France was becoming modern but still loved its beautiful old buildings. French skyscrapers aren't just about cool designs, they're also about how people live, especially when it comes to homes. After World War II, France needed lots of new homes fast. So they built tall apartment buildings, especially outside of big cities. These buildings gave people places to live but also made people wonder about living close together and how these new buildings fit in with older ones. France has always tried to make skyscrapers that look good and work well in their surroundings. They use new materials, like a special kind of concrete, and they think carefully about parks and how buildings affect the environment. The story of skyscrapers in France is all about how the country keeps its beautiful old buildings while also becoming modern. Even before the Eiffel Tower, people in Paris wanted to build tall things. In the 1700s, architects and engineers started trying to build higher. One example is a building No. 48 on Rue de Valois, built in 1781. This 9-story building was exceptional in an era when most Parisian buildings were no taller than 4 stories. It featured an innovative double helix staircase that allowed people to move up and down without crossing paths. A technical solution anticipating the logistical challenges of future tall buildings. It made people think differently about homes and how people might live in tall buildings in a growing city. It also showed some of the challenges of living in a city with tall buildings. The Rue de Valois building is important for more than just its design. It shows how Paris started to grow upwards. Even though Paris is famous for its wide streets and beautiful old buildings, this building showed that tall buildings were becoming part of the city. After World War II, France had to rebuild many of its cities. This was an important time for French architecture with new materials and building methods. One important person was Auguste Perret, who was really good at using a special kind of concrete called reinforced concrete. He had new ideas about how to build with it. Perret's most famous building is the Perret Tower in Amiens, built from 1949 to 1952. This 26-story tower, over 360 feet tall, was one of the first skyscrapers in France made entirely of reinforced concrete. The tower's simple design, with its geometric shapes and visible concrete, became a symbol of rebuilding and new ideas. Perret believed that lots of people could live together in a tall building that was also beautiful and a good place to live. The tower's apartments, designed with lots of light and air, were considered modern and nice at the time. The Perret Tower helped other architects think about using concrete and building tall buildings to solve the problems of city living. Between 1973 and 1981, architect Émile Ailot designed 18 towers in Nanterre's Parc Sud neighborhood with organic, cloud-like shapes and colorful mosaics. These towers broke away from the monotonous block-style social housing of the era, using innovative sliding formwork concrete techniques to create curved forms. Ailot's vision was to create buildings that were not just functional but also inspiring and beautiful. The mosaics created in collaboration with artist Fabio Rietti turned the buildings into public artworks. Each tower became a canvas adorned with vibrant colors and intricate patterns that brought life and creativity to the urban landscape. These innovative designs were more than just aesthetic achievements. They represented a shift in thinking about how architecture could improve the quality of life for residents. By combining artistic expression with practical design, Ailo and Rieti transformed Nanterre's skyline and set a new standard for social housing. Completed in 1973 and designed by François Sperry, the Tour de l'Europe in Mulhouse stands 100 meters tall. Originally planned to reach 130 meters to surpass Milan's Pirelli Tower, it was scaled back due to budget constraints. This decision echoes the often complex balance between ambition and practicality in architectural endeavors. The tower's now closed revolving restaurant symbolizes both the grand aspirations and the maintenance challenges that come with such innovative projects. It served as a beacon of modernity and a statement of France's economic ambitions within Europe during the 1970s.